Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic. How is everyone doing this evening? So very sorry that I am late. I was on a podcast with my buddy, the Flick Pick, which will be on his Patreon later today or tomorrow. And then I had to spend some time with the wife for a little bit to clean our little puppy's ears. So, G-Monkey76 says, thank you. Odin Question got the movies today. No problem at all, good sir. Hope you're doing just fine. I have not forgotten about the K-Man who recently won on a Patreon Subscribe Star giveaway, Stargate Steelbook. I've not yet mailed that out, but I will be getting on that as soon as I possibly can. And also, for the sake of OLED TVs everywhere, let me see if I can. Recently, just so you guys know what's going on. So OBS, Streamlabs OBS just updated, and it looks terrible. Everything is different. Everything has changed. But I'm going to get rid of this little thing right here until I get it fixed. I'm going to get rid of that. That way, anyone with an OLED TV will not have to worry about getting some burn-in on there. Also, you will notice, because I put a question out to the Asgardians, I put it out to the community, and overwhelmingly, people said that Super Chats should be on, with everyone being given the option to donate however they see fit. And I think that is totally fair, that I should not try to dictate, even to my own subscribers, how to support the channel if they want to support the channel. I also know that Super Chatting is much easier than going through Streamlabs. So even though I will still continue to push and highly recommend Streamlabs, because screw YouTube, and YouTube sucks, because my subscribers spoke very loudly that they wanted to have the option. The option for Super Chatting is now back. I will still continue my own boycott of not using Super Chat on channels and trying to get a PayPal link or Streamlabs link to donate to channels that I like. And I recommend that you do the same. However, I cannot tell you what to do with your money. And so that is a change that has now happened. So for anyone that has been wanting to Super Chat or thinks it's easier, that option is now available to you. And I leave that completely in your beautiful, wonderful hands. Let's see. Mad Mitch says, hello. What's going on, Mad Mitch? Mark Lazarus here. Bruce is here. Bruce, I got your package, man. We're going to open the package up in a little bit. Nicoludus, what's going on, bruv? Stream Elements is here. Darkness is here as well. Robert Frey. I know I was late. We were cleaning my little puppy's ears, so we had to be late. Let's see. We got some chats together from Rosetta Allen. Says, doing well overall. Discovered the hard way that I'm allergic to lotus lilies this weekend, though. Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that. Peter Sharon, what's going on, bruv? Hybrid says, no problems, brother. How's it going? No problems at all over here. Just been a Monday, typical Monday, just very, very tired. So we'll see how long I can go. Alex Gurley says, howdy, Odin. How are you? You pulled a Gary and are late. Punishment is 4 minutes of RIPD. Kidding. Okay. Yes, I was 4 minutes late. Sorry if that's the worst thing that I do. If that is the worst thing that I do, then I think it's a pretty good day. Tina says, when was this vote? I didn't get to vote. I'm heading to the Supreme Court about this. It's currently on the community tab on YouTube. Over 100 people have already voted in it, and it was overwhelmingly people saying either that they had no opinion, but even more so people, like over 50% of the people said that they wanted the option to remain on and everyone to have the option to use it or not. And so I'll actually go back over to the community tab right now. So 127 votes, 49% of people said turn them on, and 30% of the people said that they have no opinion on the matter, and 21% said that to keep them off. So again, I listen to my peeps. I am a benevolent Odin, and I believe in what my people want. And so I will continue to push for Streamlabs, because I think it is the better way. It is the way, and you know the way, and I'd recommend the way. However, I can't tell you what to do with your money. So, and I'm going to stop trying to gatekeep. I'm going to try and listen to my own advice and not gatekeep on that. So, Alex Martinez, what's going on, bruv? YouTube sucks. It really, really sucks. YouTube sucks. You're right, Bruce. It does. You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. Resident Allen says, just throwing this out, Disney sucks. They really, really sucks. Disney sucks. Duck Fisney. I agree. Hyman says, so Disney taken over, eh? I can foresee visions of an empire forming. Yes, indeed. And that is indeed going to be the topic of tonight. I almost forgot that is the topic of tonight's stream. And it is indeed that Disney is taking over the world. That Disney is indeed taking over the world, and it is insane. What? What is this? What? There's something going on. Collect all elements and split $10,000. What? How can I collect said elements? There's something going on DLive apparently. So I don't know what it is, but there's something going on. So what is going on, DLive people? Forgot that I was on a DLive. Oh man, it's been so long. D Nice, what is going on, bruv? Captain Peabody, what's going on? Unsettling 1234, welcome to the channel, man. Thank you for the 2 lemon donations as well. I really do appreciate that. Captain Peabody says, hey, Odin, what's going on, Captain Peabody? Nickel Doodles, thank you for the ice cream. Unsettling, thank you for the lemon. K-Man, thank you for the ice cream over there. Captain Peabody says, I'm asking for a coronial inquest into the vote. Hey, it was completely public. Captain Peabody, thank you for the 4 ice cream. I appreciate it, bruv. Unsettling, 1234, thank you for the lemon. And Bot, thank you for the lemon as well. Captain Peabody says, I am doing a Tina and cooking. Yes! Do the Tina and cook. Mad Mitch, thank you so much for the $10 donation through Streamlabs. Seriously, dude. I really do appreciate you using that method. I'll stick to Streamlabs. Thank you very much. And hey, that's the method that I say. If you want to support the channel, please do so. It's better for the channel, and also screw YouTube. And thank you, Mad Mitch. You've been a very large supporter of the channel, and you're always here every single night too. So thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate that. Let's see. Where are we? Hello, my friends. Where are we? But yes, Disney is indeed taking over, and it's scary. I was on the podcast earlier with John Fliginger, so it's again over on his Patreon page, and I might try and see if he can come on and do a podcast with me on my Patreon page. That way I can give more to the Patreon community over there, because I feel like I've been lacking in Patreon Subscribe Star, though I'm trying to do as much as I can with giveaways and everything. But we talked about how the highest grossing films of the year are all from Disney. Even though Spider-Man Far From Home is technically Sony, Disney is a part of it, so I count it still. Do you realize that other than one Chinese movie that came out, Wandering Earth, which I don't count because it just came out mainly in China, the next highest grossing film was only a little over $500 million, and it was the 3rd film in the How to Train Your Dragon series. To me, what that shows clearly is that we've gone now above and beyond competition, where I don't believe competition still exists in the film world. The fact that this weekend's box office was dead because there isn't a Disney movie. I mean, obviously we can argue saying, well, it just means Disney is better at promoting. It means Disney is better at marketing. And that's what it really all comes down to. And again, I think that there's definitely something to that. However, I think that what Disney is doing by saturating the market, by forcing theaters to act a certain way, I think that by default, that is hurting other theaters and also is hurting other movies in the process. So I definitely do think that Disney is responsible for the slower market. And I really do think that that is something that is overall hurting. Chappie, thank you for the $2 super chat. Says, oh, merciful Odin, thanks for opening super chats. Well, I'm glad that someone's happy about it. I'm still kind of sore about it because I'm like, you know what? My principals want me to say, screw it. But at the same time, too, everyone was having, because I was reading the comments to it as well, and everyone who was voting against it, saying that we should have them reopened again, was making a good point, saying, people should be able to spend their money the way they see fit. I totally agree. And even cynical centrist, Laura, she was pointing out, saying it's just easier too for a lot of people. And so I definitely don't want the channel to suffer because of that. And I really do hope there is a day when a bigger channel than mine can get the traction moving in and away from super chats, and that there's another option that can be made available that's a little bit easier than Streamlabs is. But I listen to my people. I'm a benevolent Odin. And I'm now all over the place tonight. Alex Martinez says, let's go back to the comments. Says, I watched that Best Buy employee follow you to every Best Buy, Target, Walmart, and Big Lots tell you, sir, you cannot be filming in here. I know, seriously. Wouldn't that be amazing? Darkness says, Odin is amazing, unlike Disney and YouTube. Well, Darkness, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Cupcake Geek, what's going on, bruv? Tina says, oh, I missed the community tag because I haven't been on YouTube until now. I went out to lunch with a former coworker to have a life. I shall downvote even if I lose. Hey, that is what it's there for. It is there for you to decide. But overwhelmingly to this point, it's either been they don't care or they want it to be open. But I would say that based on those percentages, the largest portion wanted them to be turned back on. Chappie is happy. And as long as the people are happy, that's what I'm looking forward to. I like to make people happy. That's like my main goal, I think. I want to make people happy. I want people to be entertained, and I want people to have fun because I'm having fun. And if I'm having fun, I want other people to have fun because Otherwise, what's the point? Unsettling 1234. Thank you for the lemon donation over on DLab, man. I appreciate that. And Dean Heiss says, got my Alita display poster today. Looks awesome. Thanks for pointing me their way. No problem at all, Dean Heiss. Hope that you enjoy it. If you want your own, I've of course got the examples right here. I got John Wick and Alita, and you can use my affiliate link in the description of the video. And it is a very good kickback to the channel. In fact, they pay out through PayPal, which means that the proceeds of that go towards the giveaways. So I actually have made so far like $100 through Displate, through their program. It's a lot. Again, the commissions on it are so much better than anything else, but it goes directly back into the service. So that way I can do more for the giveaways on this channel and also for my Patreon subscribers, Subscribe Star people too. So Cynical Centrist, thank you for the $5 super chat, says, money I would have given Jeremy if he streamed anymore. Hashtag cancel Jeremy. The Farewell movie was so good and sweet, but I cried like Nancy Kerrigan. Why? Why? Oh man, so there was an ugly cry, Cynical Centrist. Okay, I saw that tweet earlier, so I'm glad to hear the Farewell is good. I had a lot of mixed feelings about it because it was getting similar treatment to Crazy Rich Asians, like that got last year, and that movie was terrible. So I'm glad to hear from someone I trust that it's a good film. I like to hear that. But yeah, Jeremy, we're trying to get him back on, but he's Sports Wars focused. He's trying to build the brand, and I totally respect that and think it's something that is important for the future of the Geeks and Gamers team and for the community overall. And I know that he's going to try and start doing some streaming over on that channel. So thank you very much, Cynical Centrist. I really do appreciate that a lot. Let's see. Bot says 100 Lino gets you an element. Oh, really? Okay. So can I do that? Like, can I get an element by inflating my chest? Let me see. Now I'm going to have a bunch of people spamming saying, open the chest. There's 100 Lino in it. Open the chest. I'm going to go ahead and load it up now because I want to see. Can I get an element just by loading the chest? Is that how it works? Doesn't look like it. Well, anyway, I've already front loaded it, so that's fun. Let's see. Spad. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's saying something inappropriate or not. So I'm just gonna say Spad. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Dean Heiss says, did you see the Jeremy Rander video that is going around? Yes, I did. And I can't believe that people are freaking out about it. Seriously. What is so wrong with him saying, one, that he is actually hard of hearing, which he actually is hard of hearing, and two, that he doesn't think that is that important for the character? As someone that's not even a comic person, I said, hey, you know what? I don't really think that would have added much to the character, to be honest. I really don't. And it just makes more sense for him to not have that issue. I think that his character will be fine either way, but I don't see what the big issue is with what he said. Anyone freaking out about it, I think, is a little too sensitive. Captain Peabody says, Odin could have sent you more money, but I couldn't throw stuff far enough, so had to pay postage. Well, thank you anyway for always sending me stuff, man. I really appreciate it. Speaking of sending me stuff, I do have a box right here from my man Bruce. From my main man Bruce. But let me try and catch up with the YouTube chat for a second. Let's see. Super says, hello there. How are you doing, good sir? My bedroom is an absolute abomination. So Asgard is keeping my company as I organize my desk and stuff. It's so bad. Dude, well, I hope that your organization helps. My room is so unorganized right now. So, hey, no problem at all here. No judgments here, that's for damn sure. John Early says, we can't call Thor a trilogy anymore because of Love and Thunder. Well, you can still call it a trilogy. It's just going to be... Well, no, you're right. We can't call it a Thor trilogy because it's going to be the fourth film. But I was going to say before, I think that the character is so disjointed in all the films now that it's harder for that character to really be seen as being the same character throughout all the films. As much as I love Ragnarok, it's also a very different portrayal of the character. And I think Love and Thunder is going to just continue to change the character, and I think it's going to do a lot worse for it as well. Rosetta Allen says, I haven't noticed more and more people using the Water Boy to sing insults like that since I started pushing it a couple months ago. Yes, Rosetta Allen, I will definitely give you credit for starting all of that with your songs, for sure. Nickelodeon says, what doesn't suck? All right, it jumped on me, so let me get back up to you. Let's get back up to you. Yeah, where are you? Where are you? Where have you gone? Where have you gone? Where are you going? What doesn't suck these days, aside from this chat, of course. Aw, yeah, seriously, a lot of things suck these days. And movies, I would say, are the biggest thing. Because now there's so many smaller films that just don't get enough attention. And it's really sad because I really think that there are good movies. There are smaller films that come out. They make no money, and in some cases they lose money. And when movies lose money like that, studios are less likely to produce more of them in the future. And I really do think it's sad. And I don't understand why. I don't. Let's see. Alex Martinez says, in the Emperor's voice, "Are you threatening me, Master Disney? It's treason, then." I don't know why I did that voice instead, but Bumber the Hobbit says, "Your thoughts on Conor McGregor sucker punching an old man at a public bar?" Talked about this last night. It's despicable. It's disgusting. I don't think he should be hitting anyone unless they're in an actual fight. And an older person especially, that's awful. Slice of Neon says, "My vote is I'm broke." Slice of Neon's no problem at all, man. That's why you can just be here and put Odin question. Dark Knight says, Love and Thunder is what if Thor always woke." Yeah, seriously. I feel like a lot of these stories that they're telling in the movies would work better on their new show, What If. What If, to me, is the place for you to do the testing ground for certain ideas. And I think that's where the wokeness should live, because it's not really as woke if it's just a random one-off episode that says, hey, what if we lived in a world where this happened? Versus, hey, we're going to just completely change a character out of the blue without any real explanation whatsoever. So I really wish these stories would be ending up on What If instead. Mirror Jeremy, what's going on, bruv? Mark Krell says, I grew up with Asterix and Obelix and their little settlement of Gaul who withstand the Roman Empire because of their magic drink. So Disney sucks. It really, really sucks. Wait, what? I did not get the first half of that at all. But yes, Disney does suck. Hardwick Bentho says, if you don't mind answering, why did you decide to use the name Odin to go by on the internet? Are you of Nordic descent? I am not nearly as much Nordic descent as I wish. Basically, the reason why Odin is the name is because it's been a nickname of mine since high school. Because when I was in high school, and even still now, I've never been bothered by cold weather. And so it would be freezing, like 30 degrees outside, and I would be at school outside, no sweatshirt or anything, no long sleeve shirt. I would just be like, no, feels great. And so one of my friends started calling me Odin for that reason, and I liked it, and so it stuck. And ever since then, when I decided to do a YouTube channel, I thought to myself, hey, I want to do a movie channel. I want to focus on movies and pop culture. And so I'll just go ahead and keep the name Odin. And now it's become its own thing. It's great. I love it. It's fantastic. Hybrid says, my brother, why is it Disney? Why is it Disney? They seriously want to destroy everything. No wonder Tarantino hated them since 2015 and The Force Awakens. Yeah, seriously, man. And I think that Tarantino is, and I think I'm way too bright. There we go. That's better. I like being a little bit warmer there. I definitely agree. I think that Disney has really shown its hand here. And I think that Tarantino is onto something, where I think Tarantino deserves so much more credit than what he's been given in a lot of different ways. And I think that if you have not seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, you should, because he is one of the last true auteurs. I hate using that word, but it's true. He is one of the last few people that actually cares about his product, that cares about the film that's being produced, and wants to make good original stories that make sense, instead of just regurgitated corporate nonsense that's there for the masses to just feed on with no substance to them whatsoever. I mean, the fact that you have, again, Lion King at $1.4 billion, it's sad. It's sad to see the state of the film industry now, where smaller independent films get completely destroyed at the box office because no one's seeing movies anymore, because Disney has so cornered the market in their marketing campaigns and everything that no one wants to see the movies anymore. No one wants to leave their house to see anything anymore. And I really do think Disney is obviously we can blame Netflix, we can, blame streaming services, but I think Disney has some blame to share in that too, because Disney is the only company that's really making any money right now at the box office. As I said, the only billion-dollar films are Disney-run films, or a Disney, in conjunction with Disney film with Far From Home, and everything else made $500 million or less. And some of these were gigantic films that actually lost money. Godzilla, at the end of the day, barely made anything. Godzilla made worldwide, people, made $385.8 million on a budget of $170. I mean, that film barely made profit when you really break down the numbers. And I look at that and I see a film that normally would have been one of the highest grossing films of the year, but no one went to go see it. I look at Detective Pikachu, which I thought going to be a great, and I loved it too. It's a great film. I thought it was going to be a huge family film. Made $431 million worldwide. And then you jump up to How to Train Your Dragon 3 at 519 million, and then you don't get to anything, not counting the China release, of course, of Wandering Earth, until Toy Story 4 at $1 billion. And it's all Disney from there. And I really do think there's something to it. And I think that it's something that needs to be exposed and talked about. June Wong, thank you for the Australian $5 super chat. Says, "Oh, mighty Odin, tell us about the time your son Thor was turned into a woman and why that story is better than Jane Foster, Lady Thor." Oh, no. Let's not talk about that. Again, if it was a what-if story, which Jane Foster, Thor, originally was a what-if story from what I've been told from comic fans, and that to me just makes so much more sense. I mean, again, that to me, that's fine because that's a one-off. It's meant to be, hey, what if? That's the whole point of the show. What if? Not this nonsense that we have now. Blake Elman says, "If Disney taking over, shouldn't we be running for our lives?" Yes, we should. Cupcake Geek says, "I finally watched Alita on the plane. It was incredible. Loved it. Glad that you liked it." I think it's great too. I started watching it the other day because my wife's old iPad, she just decided to, she doesn't know where to give it away to. So I said, I'll play around with it because I like technology. And so I decided to watch a movie on it. And it actually has some, it's an iPad too. It's like an old, 2011 iPad, second generation iPad. And the sound on it's really good. And I was watching Alita. I was like, it looks beautiful. Even on this iPad screen, this old iPad screen, the movie still looks gorgeous. So it was a lot of fun going through it all. Sasa Neon says, "Family will be watching New Dumbo tonight. I'm curious, but I expect it would just give me nostalgia for the original." And no, it will. I mean, the fact that, and that to me is the one question I have. In this age of Disney, how is it that Dumbo ended up failing at $353 million worldwide? How did that film not crack the billion dollar franchise? But Toy Story 4, Aladdin, Lion King ended up doing it. It just doesn't make sense to me because Dumbo was also an extremely popular film. Maybe it could be the fact that, you had certain people involved with the project. Could it be that Tim Burton is just a little too weird now for certain people? Could be. Could a CGI elephant just be a little too much when photorealistic lions aren't? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is here, guys. Let me know your thoughts. And again, put Odin question if you want me to answer a question or if you want me to read a comment. Maybe if you have something to add. Again, type a comment, put Odin question. I'll read it. Again, you don't have to super chat. You don't have to donate to have your comments read here. I always try and treat everyone as fairly as I possibly can, despite the fact that some people don't quite understand it. All right, we got over on DLive, Will Gentry says, "One of two. Well, dang. Tim Pool just did a live stream because Antifa are threatening to burn down the theater where Minds are hosting. Holy crap. Hosting a panel on political violence. Oh, the irony. That's insane, dude. Wow." Yeah, I love Tim Pool. I love what he's doing to expose these crazy people. We need to make it very clear that Antifa are freaking domestic terrorists and need to be treated like, I don't know if they are or not, but if they're not, they should. And as far as the law can take that, they should be taken, man, because it's scary. Anyone that's going to wear a mask and act the way they're doing, it's terrifying. I'm glad I don't live in Portland, man. I would be terrified to walk out on the street in Portland on any given day. See, Captain Peabody says, "Bruce Odin's reaction to opening stuff is always the best reward." So Captain Peabody talking to Bruce there. I think that many people would agree. Captain Peabody, thank you very much for the ice cream, man. I appreciate it. Musa Bra, what's going on, Druv? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Captain Peabody says, "Odin, and now you have to drag Peabody around in a box because Peabody doesn't do cold." I love the cold weather, man. I love it. I cannot wait for fall to happen here, man. Can't wait for seasons, too. DNI says, "Was at Best Buy earlier today. Checked out movie section. No Alita, tons of Captain Whammon." And that's not a surprise. People are actually buying Alita. They're not buying Captain Marvel. I mean, other than the used copy, apparently, that I have now from Bruce. Frank the Bunny, thank you for the ice cream. Bot, thank you for the lemon. Hillbilly Harry, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Bot says, "Dumbo remake scared kids." That's a good point. Bot, that's a very good point. I think that there's definitely some scary elements to it because of that darker tone. I think that is a fair point as to why maybe it didn't do as well, because the families weren't going to see it. See, Super Anime Gamer over on YouTube says, "And the worst part is Disney isn't even done yet. Frozen 2 and Star Wars are still to come. And though we can argue whether they'll cross $1 billion proper, they're definitely coming close." Frozen 2 is crossing the $1 billion mark. No question in my mind. I don't want it to, but it is. The first film was a juggernaut, and this film is going to be just as big, I think. Star Wars, that's the big question mark. I don't think it's going to flop like Solo. I don't think it's going to be as successful, though, as the first two. And honestly, I think there's a world in which it makes 1.1 billion, where it makes less than The Last Jedi, which some would say, hey, that's a success. I think anything less than The Last Jedi is a failure. And again, it's not a flop, but I think it's a failure because what that shows is that they have now lost core audience members. They've now lost the fandom that we've said for a long time they've lost. They might have the normies. They might be able to drive the normies out with certain names attached and certain plot leaks and everything. But the hardcore fan base, which has been split since The Last Jedi, that they've lost. And I think that just, that less than The Last Jedi number would speak volumes, I think. Bruce says, the box is actually relevant to the topic. Really? Okay. I want to open it, but I also want to catch up with the chat because, oh my God, I'm so... Anyway, Tina says, well, considering Disney's Little Mulan actress came out in support of the totalitarian Chinese government by supporting the Hong Kong police, yeah, Disney's in good company. Yes, that's right. So for those that don't know, there was a controversy that happened because the actress that's playing Mulan in the new upcoming live-action Mulan film tweeted out a response of, I think it was on Twitter, gave response to and support of the Hong Kong police, which have been reported, and there's been evidence to suggest this, have been very totalitarian in their approach to these, many cases, peaceful protesters, but also people that are fighting for democracy. So freedom fighters, people that I definitely support because screw communism. That's just how I feel. And I think that it's going to hurt their film because their leading actress, has now said screw you to millions of people. Could be even more than that, but definitely at least millions, the ones marching at the very least, who are saying, you are supporting a totalitarian government. Screw you. We're not seeing your movie anymore. And remember, that was the audience they were trying to bank on for this film. They wanted to get a gigantic China release. Not so much anymore if this continues. And I think she's trying to bring back and clarify her comments, but it is not held well. I mean, that thing was trending for a long freaking time, man, because that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people in Hong Kong that are having issues with what's going on right now. Rosetta Allen says, I am conflicted on Super Chats. I hate YouTube, but I will never let PayPal have my credit card or bank info again. They screwed it bad and support anti-Antifa laws. Oh, okay. Anti-Antifa laws? Anti-2A laws? What? Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, I wouldn't trust them either. So, and again, Rosetta, just you being here is support. 70B Super Cats? Yes, that's how we spell chats. Cats. Algebra says, YouTube is a lethal weapon villain. Yes, that's a good shout, man. That's a good shout. Dark Detective says, since Disney's 2020 lineup is pretty lackluster, do you think other studios have a better chance at the box office? No, I don't. And I think it's because, as I said, they've cornered the market so much that I honestly believe that these other studios, though they might be successful with their, films that are not crazy big budget films, I don't think that they're going to get past $500-600 million. I think Disney has somehow cornered the foreign market so much, has tied their hands so much that other companies can't compete, because that's where you get a lot of the money from, is from the foreign markets. And someone actually had emailed me about that, trying to point out, saying, hey, I think there's connections here that they are controlling the foreign market so much that no other studio could possibly ever, get in on their territory, essentially. Because think about it, China alone only allows certain Western films in any given year. They only allow so many films from the West any given year. What percentage of those films do you think is owned by Disney? A high percentage. So that alone has gotten them to the point, and you know that Disney's making those deals behind the scenes with China. So you know that they're making those deals and they're shutting out competition in China alone. Now, of course, China's communist, so it makes sense that competition will be shut down over there. That being said, I think that does speak volumes as to why these other films can't compete, can't hold a candle to Disney. And I think that that's something that needs to be called out. And that's why I think there is something to be said about, is there anything with trust laws going on? Domestically, maybe not, though I think that there could definitely be an argument. Foreign market-wise, though, I mean, I don't know how that works. I don't know how the international law works in comparison, but I think there's an argument to be made because of these deals they're making. Over on D-Like, Captain Peabody says, I did tell you that the new Dumbo was Batman. Yeah, that's a good point. Dark like Batman, too. Peabody also says, hey, fuse Dumbo and Batman and make SJWs happy. Call it Dubman. Dumb Man. Nice. Darkstar 50, Captain Darkstar 57. Thank you for the 2 ice cream over on D-Live, man. I appreciate you, Captain Darkstar. Welcome, sir. How are you doing this evening? Captain Peabody says, I got screwed by PayPal years ago, but I got to screw them back. It's a long story. Damn. Yeah, PayPal apparently screwing a lot of people over. Sorry to hear that. I haven't been screwed by them yet. Unsettling 1234. Thank you for the lemon, dude. I appreciate it, bruv. Captain Peabody, thank you for the 2 lemons. Unsettling 1234. Thank you for the lemon. Captain Peabody, thank you for the ice cream. I appreciate you, bruv. All right, back over to YouTube. Senate's here. What's going on, Senate? How's it going, bruv? JKD Buck 76 says, did you hand out any detentions today? Neither did Mrs. JKD Buck. Kids are behaving today. No, I got close. I got very, very close because there's one student I have that's a little off the wall, like a little too much energy, doesn't know how to contain it. There was an incident with a student where I'm still confused by it because I thought that they were like acquaintances, but maybe they weren't. And a little like, hey, he just touched me. He shouldn't be. And I'm like, like it was one of those like simple, like, it wasn't like a hit or anything. It was just like like a, hey, how's it going? And it was like this weird freak out thing. So anyway, but he was also doing other things too. So yeah, it's, that's been the only issue so far. Every other class is great. My juniors are fantastic. We're having great discussions. We are getting through a lot of material, and it's amazing how much smarter they are. So for any of my students at my old school, I'm sorry to say this, but they are just leaps and bounds smarter. And I just mean generally, not individually. But it's pretty amazing. Let's see. Alan says, Jeremy retweeting my comments to him has opened the floodgates of my tweets to anti-fandom dumb butts. Oh, yeah. Anytime Jeremy is going to give you attention and you're saying something commonsensical, they are going to devour you. And it's disgusting. It's scary. Twitter is a dark and scary place these days. Darkness says, instead of a car video, how about a car stream? Maybe eventually. I mean, it's more of an issue with getting a good connection. Because I have T-Mobile, so T-Mobile is okay in certain areas, but having a set stream and bandwidth and bit rates consistently, that's the big question. Holy crap. We got a gigantic drop over on D-Live. The K-Man just donated a Ninja Guinea. Thank you, K-Man, for your generosity for the Ninja Guinea. He says, I rather this go to this stream than money go to a Disney monopoly. Better entertainment. Well, thank you, K-Man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. And seriously, thank you for that Ninja Guinea, man. Everyone in the D-Live chat, give some props. Give some gifts. Let's get some crazy gift action going on over on the D-Live. Let's have some fun on D-Live right now. Let's get some Psychedelic Frog going on D-Live. Yeah, Psychedelic Frog on D-Live. Yeah, we going crazy on D-Live. Yeah, that's right. Riz Allen, damn right, son. Peabody dropping the 3 ice creams. Frank the Bunny, yeah, there we go. There we go. D-Live party. It's a D-Live fan party, yeah. Thank you so much for that Ninja Guinea, K-Man. Thank you, K-Man. K-Man's just like, okay. Yeah, boy. Oh, man, we got a gift party going on the D-Live. You just don't know. I love my YouTube peeps, but the D-Live community, it's small, but it's mighty. And they have the power of gifts. There's just something about gifts, man, I tell you, man. I don't know what it is. John Wengler says, hello there. Are we crapping on Disney again? Because I got my dinner and ready to enjoy the show. Damn right, son. You know it. Alex McCarthy says, so Jeremy will be streaming on Sports Wars when you are streaming. Probably. And I'll be like, hey, go support them. But stay here too. Matt Mitch says, something I haven't realized until now is that when the Streamlabs donation cookies are distributed to all in the chat. Yep. It's one of the things that I do to try and promote Streamlabs donations is you get more of a kickback, and also the chat, the whole stream gets cookies when you donate through Streamlabs. So it's one of the ways that I'm trying to support it. Teresa Martin, thank you so much for the $4 super chat. Says, back to school, I mean, I know that might not have been what you're going for, but I'm thinking Billy Madison. To prove to my dad that I am not a fool. I got my lunch packed tight. Give overload over on the D-Live. K-Man, damn right, son. That was fun. That was fun for me to watch. There's a lot of, oh my God. Will Gentry, that's inappropriate. How dare you, Will Gentry? Get that out of here. And Rise Allen is doing the Pootie Pie ones. I love it. But Teresa Martin, thank you so much for that. I really do appreciate it. Yes, back to school indeed. We've been back for a couple weeks now. We went back sooner than the rest because apparently, and I found this out for my students, that it's because of the other public schools in the area, we start at the same time that they do. But it also means that we're on the quarter system and we get different breaks. We get a week off in October, man. We get a week off in October. It's a beautiful month to be able to be off and hopefully get in some nature. That's what I'm hoping for. Hybrid X13 says, Disney, F is for F is for fire that burns down every company. U is for uranium bones. N is for no companies when you... Disney, that's not what fun is all about. I got your reference. I got your SpongeBob reference. It's a great song, by the way. I do love that song from SpongeBob. I do appreciate it quite a bit. And now I'm so far behind the chat. Oh, man. If only I didn't give people attention. Random person that commented on my video saying, oh, you talked about Patreon. I'm like, I give everyone everything I can, unless this happens. So when I fall this far behind the chat and then the chat skips. So I'm at 7:22 p.m. in the chat. It's currently 7:39 p.m. in real time. So I may have missed some comments, but I'm starting with Alex McCarthy's because that's all I got. So Alex McCarthy says, it's a lot better than my nickname, Bonehead. It was given to me by my wife. Well, I'm sure it was given out of love, Alex McCarthy. Tina says, no spoilers as I still haven't seen it, but Doomcock was saying he didn't much care for Once Upon a Time. Did QT do a history twist again like Inglourious Basterds? Yes, he did, Tina, and that's why I liked it, because I love when he does stuff like that. So I'm not going into too many spoiler territories, but yes. And it's a fun one. It's a great twist. Glonner Dover says, if I remember correctly, Taika Waititi is set to play an imaginary friend version of Hitler in an upcoming Fox Searchlight, now owned by Disney, film called Jojo Rabbit. Thoughts? You are correct. He is, and I think it's interesting that he can do that. He can lighten up his skin, and he'll get no repercussions for it. But we can't have other characters, we can't have white actors doing anything with their skin tones anymore without people freaking out about it. It's like, at least be consistent with it. It's either all bad or it's all okay. You can't just have this weird middle ground where, oh no, only in this case. Will Gentry posting some hearts for Captain Marvel. Get out of here with that nonsense. Will Gentry says, I'm going to spam you with her now. Oh God, please don't. Riz Allen, thank you for the follow, man. You weren't following before? Well, thank you. I appreciate you, man. But thank you for the lemon donation, man. I appreciate you too. I appreciate you, man. Alex Garley says, some movies I recently started watching were Medea movies. I don't think I would like them, but they have a good message to them. Yeah, I don't think I'd like them either. But obviously, they weren't made for you. In that case, I can actually say they were not made for me. Though I think that anyone can enjoy them, which is not what Brie Larson would say. Dark Knight says, female Thor is what if in the comics. Yeah, exactly. Hardwick Bentho says, Disney has been bad for years due to how hard he had to fight them to get the Rocketeer. Right, Joe Johnson said in the interview, I'll never work for that effing mouse again. Yeah, seriously. And if you listen to anyone who's going to talk about their experience with Disney and they have free reign, it's going to be negative. I think that there's way too many people that have really shown that as an example. Sasha Neon says, if I didn't work tomorrow, I would stay up all night watching Alita special features. Never enough time in a day. I agree. I wish that I could stop time. If I could turn back home, because then I would like to watch that stuff too. Will Gender says, talking of whiting up actors, I wonder if SJWs would cry about a darker skinned white person made themselves even whiter. Oh my God. Now that is a conundrum, Will Gentry. Frank the Bunny says, do we need the Alita gif on her punching Captain Marvel on your channel? Probably, Frank. Though apparently some people said, that's not cool, Odin. That's not nice. And I said, I don't believe in violence. It's a joke. It's not very funny. It's promoting violence. No, it's not. It's literally metaphorical that the Alita is indeed kicking Captain Marvel's ass. That's the whole point of the thing. So yes, I would agree with you there. All right, let's see what we got over here. Rosetta Allen says, count me in the people who avoid things with Tim Burton on it. I hate his poser goth weird crap he's done since the mid-90s. Oh, I see. I like a lot of his stuff. Soul Assassin says, did you hear that Disney is accused of cooking their financial books? I have not, but doesn't surprise me. Tina says, my baby sister just got a new job in Portland, and she said she hates that city with a passion. She's in Washington State, but despises the Portland mayor and the Oregon governor. I would imagine so. They've let Antifa run wild in that city. There's police officers that let them just go and don't do anything. And they've actually been given orders to not do anything. That's disturbing. That's why I put it more so on the people in leadership that's telling them not to do anything, more so on the police officers, because I think police officers, in my opinion, should always be given the benefit of the doubt because of their jobs. But man, Josh Lambert says, do you think that a lot of Disney's domination started when Disney sided with Sony in the Blu-ray versus HD DVD battle? I mean, I think that you could make a connection to it, though I think that when it comes to their domination, it came when they started to make bigger deals with foreign countries, like especially China. Alex Martinez says, I went to my local Best Buy earlier and every employee and their mom came up to me to ask if I needed any help finding anything. Oh my God, Alex Martinez. I know, right? Best Buy, we get it. You're trying to provide great customer service. But leave me alone. And don't tell me not to film in your store when I'm not bothering anybody, unless it's an actual rule. But I still have not heard back from them. So we'll see. Captain Peabody says, can I get a role in an American movie as a black gangbanger from the hood? The Aussie accent would work. Captain Peabody, I want to see you in this movie. I think that'd be hilarious. Captain Larry 2001, thank you for the ice cream donation. I appreciate you, bro. Dean Heiss says, what if the new Star Wars movies were good? That would be a great what if. Dean Heiss, that would be an excellent what if. Imagine if they were good. Tina says, I confess, I've never seen Dumbo. I've never seen Frozen. I've never seen Little Mermaid or Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty. And I am a very happy person. Yeah, absolutely. Because there's great things. There were great movies besides those. I like most of those films you just listed off, but I would say I could understand that. And now you don't have to really have any connection to these live action remakes that are coming out because you say, I never saw them, so why should I care? Trooper says, oh crap, they are? Damn, that Minds event is happening not too far from me. I really want to go. I'm a huge fan of all the guests, but I'm scared of who else could show. I would go and just be like 100 feet away just to film what's going on. Because that's the kind of stuff that people want to see, is just, what Antifa is actually up to, what they actually stand for. Let's see. Dark Knight says, what is Disney? That is a great question. Dean Heiss says, what if Star Wars were good movies? Oh, Dean Heiss putting it doubly up. Doubly up, Dean Heiss. Let's see. Dark Detective says, why is Rian Johnson still talking like his trilogy's happening when it doesn't fit into Disney's 20 to 22 slate, unless it's a straight to Disney Plus kind of thing? Well, here's the other thing, too. They don't even know their own schedule. They promised us and told us that D&D, Dumb and Dumber, Benioff and Weiss were getting a trilogy of Star Wars films, and that those films would come out in comparison to Avatar, that we would get a Star Wars film, Avatar film, Star Wars, Avatar film. But now they're only getting one movie, apparently. So it looks like the deals are changing. So maybe it might be the case, people, that they thought they had the goose that laid the golden egg with Benioff and Weiss. Oh my God, they did Game of Thrones. And then they ruined it. And that changed their plans. And now plan B could be they need to bring in Rian Johnson to write a trilogy of films. They were planning, maybe, this could be an interesting theoretical hypothesis. Maybe they were planning on getting rid of him because he sucks. And it's just a despicable human being. But maybe instead they are forced because of D&D signing that $250 million deal with Netflix, and also the fact that they are a crappy duo when it comes to ending a series on their own. Maybe Rian Johnson is back in the game. Now, isn't that a scary thought, boys and girls? I think it is. Captain Larry 2001, thank you for the diamond donation, says, keep the going, Odin. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Captain Larry. Thank you so much for the love. Tina says, I saw that supposedly her dad is a huge businessman with connections in China and Godfather high up in the government. She's naturalized, but her opinion sucks. Damn. Okay. So she's a part of it then. She's a part of that problem. That's scary. Will Gentry says, well, Trump wants to designate them as a terrorist organization, but that doesn't actually mean anything, really. No more resources going into stopping them, even though they get the label. Well, I think actually it does. It changes what they can get convicted of, last time I checked. So it actually would be, because it would mean that their crimes would no longer just be local matters, but now they'd be federal. And I think that would make a huge difference, hopefully, in being able to try and dissuade people from joining their movement. And also, how about instead we say, hey, Portland, you're doing a terrible job protecting United States citizens. It's time now for people to come in. Now, I think that can be scary too, because I also don't like big government, and I don't want troops going in. God forbid, troops coming in. But maybe FBI. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe you need FBI going in there saying, hey, you're not doing your job right. Not that we could do a better job, but hey. Sweet Jack California says, has Far From Home topped Captain Marvel yet? I really want to see what happens because Spidey is the real MVP of Marvel. Captain Marvel is the crappy rookie that constantly gets overhyped and pushed. So I can tell you that Spider-Man Far From Home has not passed it yet. Far From Home has 1.109 versus Captain Marvel's 1.128. And something tells me that Sony will not get much more of a push, sadly. It's very sad. Captain Marvel looks to be, I don't think any other film is going to get there in 2019 because there's a lot of big releases coming out in December, but Captain Marvel might be the third highest grossing film of the year. Yep, that's what we're living in now, everybody. That's the world we have. Thank you. Super says, regarding Dumbo, the marketing for it, in my opinion, was absolutely awful. And supposedly 18 to 24-year-olds are the biggest moviegoers, and that age isn't nostalgic for Dumbo. Yeah, but they're nostalgic for Aladdin and for Lion King. Like, I feel like, I mean, I guess Dumbo is older. So, yeah, I guess that would be a fair point because Dumbo's audience would be a little bit of an older audience, maybe the 30 to 40 demographic. I don't know. I think that's a good point. Hardwick Bentho says, did you know that Taika Waititi admitted to intentionally trying to make Valkyrie more masculine than Thor and Hulk? No, I did not. But does that really surprise you? It doesn't surprise me. And in fact, I think that more and more things are starting to really make a hell of a lot more sense with Taika Waititi, and it's really sad. Red Monarch 5 standing by. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He says, oh, what's up, brother? This is my new channel. Can I get a shout out? No content yet, but working on that. Well, what new channel? Who are you? Red Monarch 5 standing by. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, bruv. Let's see. Hardwick Bentho says, Waititi said, what I wanted was someone who was going to play the opposite and be even more of the guy character than the guys. Ultimately, I thought Tessa was the best person we found. Damn. Yeah, well, that changes a lot. I think that changes a hell of a lot, man. Hyman says, don't get me wrong, Akira ending is bizarre, but we need Tetsuo from Akira to create another Big Bang universe to wipe out Disney from existence. Hardwick Bentho says, Waititi had also earlier said, right after the start, we wanted to diversify the cast, and it's hard when you are working with Vikings. Yes, because they are based on historical characters. I don't get what's so complicated about that. You would not say, oh, Black Panther needs more diversity. No, you wouldn't say that. Black Panther is set in Africa. It's clearly supposed to be African peoples in those roles. It's an African cast, right? It makes sense. It's set in Africa, African cast. You have a Viking movie, you get a Viking cast. And Vikings are white characters. Traditionally. Of course, there are people today saying, actually, yes, we could easily find people from those areas that are now of multiple skin tones, etc. But then we got to start talking about slavery. I don't know if that's a direction you would really want to go in. Darkness says, more like soy woke, the rise of soy woker. Yep. CWD Trixie says, even if a number of Disney movies lose money, they still push out so much that they still make money on volume alone. I agree. And that's what I was saying about Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is going to sell a lot of copies. You want to know why? Because they put out like 5 times as many copies as they need because no one honestly wants to buy it. But again, as I said, if you're a normie and you go into a store and you see just Captain Marvel in front of your face, and it's being heavily promoted, you're more likely to get that copy of that movie because you say, oh, look, Marvel's in the title. It must be good. I think that's the reason why it's sold over 1 million units at this point. It's not because it's a good movie. You talk to most people, they'll say, it was okay. Okay. That's not enough. Alan Martinez says, Disney is making deals with China. Yep, I agree. They're making the deals. Smooth Jack California says, sounds like Wacko Waititi needed a strong woman Valkyrie to restore his soy-based man femininity. I swear that man is a puppy. No, because puppies are cute, okay? I will say this much. As critical as I am of Taika Waititi, I still do like the movie. Like, my mind hasn't been changed on that. I think that there's a lot more we know about the movie now that can make a lot of people pissed off, and I'm pissed off at it myself. However, I still enjoyed it, and Korg is still one of my favorite characters, and Taika Waititi did really revamp Korg a lot. And as someone that was not based in the comic version of Korg, I don't mind the changes to that character. Dark Detective says, do you think the Joker movie can break even its opening weekend? No, no shot. It's going to make money, but the Joker movie's not going to make $1 billion. I honestly don't believe it. And the reason why I think that is because I'm looking at these numbers. And just, again, listen to this. Avengers Endgame, Lion King, Captain Marvel, Spider-Man Far From Home, Aladdin, Toy Story 4. Those are the only billion-dollar films this year. Do you think Joker is going to be in that? When you have movies like How to Train Your Dragon, Fast and Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, Detective Pikachu being the next films on that list. Then you get movies like Alita Battle Angel, but then it's Secret Life of Pets, Godzilla, and those are all 400 and less. I just don't see, just using just logic, that Joker would be able to do as well. I think it's going to make money because I don't think the budget's going to be nearly as high for Joker that it is for a lot of the movies that I just named off. But no, I don't. For it to make its money back and break even opening weekend, I don't think. I really don't. Mark Krell says, if you like it, you can send it to Tina. Got it by mail from me. What? I'm so confused. Rosetta says, the PayPal issue is a long story. Let's just say I spent a birthday changing bank accounts for 9 hours and pressing charges from illegal actions. Damn. Wow. Okay. Blake Lama says, Disney and Lucasfilm never had a plan for the Star Wars movies for the next few years. It was just nothing but crap they fed to the media. That's a good point, too. That maybe they didn't have anything planned because they just kind of wanted to say, oh, let's do something not Star Wars. Let's try and let the fandom cool off for a bit. But they kind of need to go back. They kind of need to give it some people those attentions, I think. Captain Larry, thank you for, again, that ice cream. Frank the Money says, you missed the opportunity. That's the world we have now. Thank you very much. You're right, Frank. I'm sorry about that. Bot says, Dumbo, I heard some people say they took their kids and had to leave because it scared the kids so much they cried. I think that's a good point. I think I've heard two good points. Super Anime Gamer, I think, made the good point saying that era-wise, the largest group of moviegoers, that they were not of the Dumbo generation. And I think that's a valid point. And then adding on to Bot's point and a couple other people's points that it was too scary. Yeah, I think that you might be on to it. And I think that they've learned from that. And I don't think they're going to be making any films like Dumbo in the near future. And to be honest, I think that's the reason why Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, which is coming out this year, I think that film is going to be more like a Dumbo as far as box office is concerned than any of the other films because it's a little bit darker. So maybe that's going to be the last dark film from Disney. How about that? Anisai, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, bruv. Appreciate you, bruv. Thank you very much. Jacob Vuk says, let's make Wonder Woman more money than The Last Jedi. I hope so. I want Wonder Woman 1984 to be one of the highest grossing films of next year. And I really hope that they don't go woke with it, man. I really don't. I hope DC can resist that nonsense. But Birds of Prey has me worried. And if it's going to be infecting that universe, Wonder Woman could easily be affected. But luckily, because Gal Gadot's awesome, I'm hoping that she's able to kind of fight that off. Spooja California says, off the wall like Michael Jackson. Gabriel Alejandro Bandiera Rodriguez says, Disney needs to break up, just like Google. Now a whammon whistleblower revealed that Disney rigged their account numbers, monopoly and accounting rigging, and a good reason to end Disney. Yeah, I mean, I think that there should definitely be some breaking up, for sure. I mean, not necessarily ending a company, but definitely a lot more regulation on them specifically, not overall, because I don't like excessive regulation in general as a policy. But if a company is going to violate laws and is going to, destroy competition, then I think that they should definitely be penalized. Rosetta Allen says, people accusing him of being alt-right got me supporting him as a mixed-race female, pointing out that he has supported me even when we argue and that he isn't a bigot at all. No, exactly right. I really do think that people give Jeremy a bad run when he is just, seriously, he is an amazing person. And I think that the more people start to realize that about him, the better the better that we'll all be in the end. Dean Heist, thank you for the $5 donation through Streamlabs, man. It says, for the Displate referral. No problem at all, man. Thank you so much again for buying it through my referral link, man, because it really does help a lot. And as I said, any money that's bought and spent on Displate, I get a major chunk of that. So that's amazing. But also that's going into the PayPal account, and that's stuff that's for giveaways and everything. So it helps do more giveaways for the channel, that's for sure. HyperNext13 says, have you ever heard about or seen Abeloth from the Star Wars lore? Really dark and scary stuff. No, I have not. Darkness says, what is a Ninjagini on DLive? It's 1,000 Lino, which I think is equivalent of $10 or so. I'm not sure what the transfer rates are now, but it's very generous for sure. That's for damn sure. In cryptocurrency, it's very, very generous. So thank you again for that Ninja Guinea, K-Man. I appreciate you, bro. Harwick Bentho says, what if Disney is trying to turn all of its properties, Marvel, Star Wars, etc., into Disney princess movies aimed at young girls? It would explain Rey, Jane, Thor, Captain Marvel, etc. Well, I think we see a lot of that movement, right? Because Disney cornered the market when it came to their female audiences. And then they started to buy this more masculine property in Star Wars and Marvel. But now they're starting to feminize those properties. And I don't think they're going to realize, and this is the reason why I think future, like next 5 years or so, you'll start to see a dive in ticket sales. You'll start to see a dive in what they're buying, because now they're in the process where they're about to start alienating more than half of their, like the majority of their audience. That is a much more masculine, male-centered audience. That's not toxic masculinity from me. That's me just stating a statistical fact. Go ahead and look it up for yourself. And if you're going to try and argue with me that more women than men read comics or like comic book movies, then you're living in a dream world. And apparently Disney executives are living in that dream world. And I think it's eventually going to kick them in the ass. So we'll see what happens. All right, YouTube chat jumped on me. It's crazy. And Tina, yours was the first comment that popped up. So according to Tina, it was 7:42 Eastern time, and we have 4 downvotes. All of the Disney lovers and totalitarian government lovers are out in force. Damn right. Seriously, anyone that dislikes these streams, I feel, don't really watch it. They just see the title and say, I can't stand that. So it's now 8 o'clock my time. So I'm 18 minutes behind in the YouTube chat. So that's the reason why I haven't read your comments, if you're wondering. I'm 18 minutes behind. That's how far behind I fall, because I read all the comments that call me out. Blake Emlo says, I'm making a mafia movie and I'm going to star in it as a bad guy. Nice. Smoothjack California says, if you ever have any trouble at Best Buy again, just walk in with a lesbian haircut and ask for the manager. They'll never bother you again. No, they'll never let. I don't think I could pull that look off, though. Aiden Vickers says, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Robert Downey Jr. get an Oscar nomination for blacking up in Tropic Thunder? Now how Hollywood has changed. Yeah. And he was great in that movie. He deserved that Oscar nomination. He deserved that nomination because it was a great performance. But yeah, nowadays you couldn't do that. You could not do that in 2019 without being called some of the worst names ever. And that wasn't being done out of hate. That wasn't being done out of judgment. That was being done because it was freaking funny, man. I'm a dude disguised as another dude. Come on. It's like, so these same people would also say, oh, White Chicks 2, which apparently is in the process of happening or is planned, that's fine. No. It's either all bad or it's all fine. You can't just have it both ways. Like that's just ridiculous. CW Trixie says, knowing Disney a few years down the road, we are likely going to see a live-action Frozen remake. And as I said, if they start to continue to, and I think there's a lot of points that can be made that the overall culture is starting to be overly feminized too, that people being attacked for so-called toxic masculinity. Now, boys are being raised differently. And now you start to see a different type of man. And I think that there's a lot to be said. I think there's a lot to be said for that. And I think that overall, you see it happen a lot in the movies. The movies usually either mirror or dictate the culture. And because we're starting to see this feminization of male heroes and male-dominated stories and male-dominated markets, I think you could easily argue that there is some manipulation trying to go on behind the scenes at some of these companies. And I think it's a lot deeper than what we might give them credit for. Azraeli says, I tell you though, from Best Buy folk ain't that helpful when I look for movies. Lack of movie knowledge they have, well, in my experience at least. No, I think that's right. I mean, well, also too, they've got how many movies? Like crap tons of movies, and only so many different companies in the other departments to learn. But yeah, you should have a general knowledge of movies, I think, to work in that section. Hardwick Bentho says, SJWs are religious zealots. Propaganda equals evangelization. Virtue signaling equals Pharisaism. Political correctness equals Puritanism. Trump equals current designated Satan. They even have shunning. That's an interesting breakdown, Hardwick. You've been on a roll tonight, man. D9 says, chat was jumping over here, so thought you missed it. Sorry for the repeat. No problem at all, man. No problem at all. Captain Peabody over on DLive says, it's 8 o'clock here. You are 12 hours behind. Damn right, dude. Will Jenner says, the truth about Jeremy is he is both a good man and a total a-hole, and he's the first to admit it. Exactly. He knows who he is. He has no problem. He has no shame admitting who he is. And I think he's an amazing man. That's worthy of love and respect. Frank the Bunny says, it doesn't matter if you can pull off the look. People aren't allowed to assume your gender, Odin. You'll be fine. Oh, that's a good point. Did you just assume my gender? Oh my God, how dare you? Sasha Neon says, you think the Mulan actress was told to say that? No, I don't think that. I think based on her family, that was her connection. Sierra Productions, what's up, dude? Coming to you another stream. What's going on, bro? Mars Starling says, imagine the Alita poster in the back enlarged 5 times, taking up most of the wall. Yes, so that's actually the medium size poster. There is a size up, and then there's another size up from that. I have larges, so I have the size up from this of 3 different movies, and I still need to put them up. And I can't wait to show them to y'all. And I keep saying that, but it's going to happen. But yeah, they have those over on display. They're definitely pricey, though. I will warn you, flat out. There's deals going on all the time, though, where you can save percentages and save on shipping and everything. You can use my code, and every time you buy, save 15%. And again, if you use my affiliate link, it goes back to the channel. It goes back to the giveaways. Tina says, what was the highest grossing film of the year? I'm sorry, I've been out of it since February, March. I'm kidding. I know it was Gone with the Wind, inflation-wise. Yeah, inflation-wise, Gone with the Wind is still the highest grossing film of all time. That's for sure. Sasha says, Tim released a vid showing Twitter has pro-China ads and the protests have never trended. I smell a conspiracy. Twitter sucks. Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Twitter is just awful. It's a cesspool, as I said before. It is a complete cesspool. Darkness says, Hollywood doesn't care to the hardcore fans. They only care to the mindless normies who see, oh, I know this property. Let's go see it instead of good films or original stories. You're right. And as I said before, I think that Disney has basically ended the independent film. Independent films were starting to gain some traction. You had certain movie artists like Christopher Nolan, who was able to, in The Dark Knight, make a damn good film. Not just a superhero film, but a damn good film, and have that film make $1 billion. And I think that there was a tide turning there. But then you had the big, gigantic films come out. You had the big 3D. I mean, that's why I go back to Avatar too. I think Avatar shares in some of the blame because Avatar is the reason why you had so many films come out in 3D. And guess what pushed out the most 3D content? Disney. So I think it's all connected. I really do. And I think that Disney just capitalized on all of that, and in the process took over, as I said, took over the foreign market, and now no other movies, no other studios can break in. Because as I mentioned before, and for those that may have missed it, Disney, or rather China, only shows and allows for a specific number of Western films to be shown in their country because they're communist. So they control what comes in, what comes out. So they control what movies get shown in their theaters. And so only a certain number, like a certain percentage, I forget how it breaks down, but only a certain number of Western films, so United States films, can actually come in. What percentage of those films do you think are Disney owned? And how do you think that happened? And if you're going to say it's because of the highest grossing films, why do you think they're the highest grossing films? It's because of the money they make in China, because of the deals they make with China. What's interesting, though, is that Star Wars has not been a big moneymaker in China, and yet it still gets a China release. I think that I think that speaks volumes. I really do. As Martina says, Captain Marvel Blu-rays are peg warmers. They're also great to throw behind your back. And speaking of which, I know I'm still so far behind in the chat right now, but I need to open up this package because it's bothering me. So Bruce sent me a package, everybody. So for those that don't know, Bruce is a friend of the channel, and he sends me movies whenever I say I haven't seen that. 2 days later, I've got either a steelbook or a Blu-ray version of that movie in my mailbox. So he sent me a package today, and I already know one of the items that's in there, but he also sent me a surprise. So let me go ahead and get this open up. Priority mail-wise, I already know what one of the items is. And I'm going to try and treat it with the respect that it deserves. Oh my God, guys. Oh my God. Guys, oh my God. Oh my God. I just got the best gift ever. Oh my God, guys. Look at what it is. He did it. He actually did it. He bought a used copy of Captain Mabel. Guys, I own Captain Marvel now. Even though I knew it was coming, it's still hilarious that I'm actually holding this damn movie in my hand. Oh my God. It's still got the digital code. The person that gave this away didn't even want the digital code, I guess. Oh, well, guess what, people? Looks like we're doing a Captain Marvel digital code giveaway at some point. And that's what everyone wants, right? Oh my God, guys, look, it's the best movie ever. It's the best movie ever. Oh my God. Did I just break it? I think I just broke the case. It's okay. Oh my God, look what it is. There we go. That's what I wanted to do with it the whole time, so. I now have that movie so that I can toss it behind my head. All right, here's a surprise. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's cool. I think that's... Is there other stuff in here too? What is this? I'll show the really cool thing in a second. But it looks like he got it. And then he repackaged it. I think that's what happened. Queen Bree. Let's see what we got here. All right, he says, "Hi, Odin. I found a copy of Captain Marvel listed used in acceptable condition, which I thought was just perfect. But it came without any cover art, just a blank Blu-ray case with a disc in it, which was a ripoff since it wasn't advertised as such. And it wouldn't have worked too well as a visual for the purposes that you will be using it for, so I got a refund on that one. We need to see the Captain Marvel cover or it defeats the purpose. And sorry it took so long to get the second one I ordered you. The seller took forever getting it to me. And oh yes, and this is the surprise, it is a Mini Epics Weta Workshop Alita Battle Angel. Check that out, guys. Look at that. Look at our girl. Look at that. That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much, man. That is freaking badass. And she's got the original armor on. So it's the not Berserker armor, but oh my God, dude. It's freaking beautiful. Thank you so much, man. She's in the middle of kicking ass, too. That's freaking awesome, man. And there's an Alita, Dr. Ito, and also a Zapan. That's awesome. Thank you so much, man. That is so freaking cool, man. Thank you so much. And so he says, oh yes, the Alita figure surprise. I bought one for myself as well. I received them during your transition period, so I wanted to wait till that was over with before shipping it out to your new PO box. I'm going to get one of her in her Berserker body when it comes available. They are more than a little behind the 8-ball when it comes to Alita merchandise, but a figure of her in the Berserker body was advertised, but not available at this time for the same place I got these two. Well, again, this one's freaking awesome, man. I was about to send out the one I got you when I decided to get you a Blu-ray of Captain Marvel to toss around and generally abuse. So I waited till it finally came in twice so I could just ship them out all together later, Bruce. Bruce, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the letter explaining your process. And seriously, man, this is freaking awesome. I mean, thank you for the Captain Marvel Blu-ray, wherever it is. It's on the floor back there where it belongs. But thank you so much, man. This is awesome. So thank you so much for that, man. I can't wait to open that. And I have a bunch of people probably freaking out saying, don't open it. I'm going to open it because... but thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I can't wait to get that set up, man. Thank you so much. So huge claps for Bruce in the chat right now, everybody. And let me try and see if I can if I can catch up with this chat, which I'm probably so far behind. Everyone on D Live was freaking out over everything. So Kathy Peabody says, you touched it. You can't be saved. You're right. Captain Darkstar says, dunk it in holy water. I need to bless it. It needs I need to put that Blu-ray through an exorcism. That's for damn sure. Frank the Money says, oh sweet, I need it. Yeah, talk about the statue there. Will Gentry says, I'll enter for that one. I want the complete collection, but I don't want to buy it. Says Will Gentry, talking about the Blu-ray, the Captain Marvel one. That's great. Kathy Peabody says, don't open it. I'm going to open it, man. I'm going to open it. He bent the whole box a bit. It's worthless. Actually, to be fair, it was already bent. But that's because I was going to open it. And I'm sure Bruce knew that too, because I like to open those things. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Bruce. I appreciate it, man. Oh, my God. I don't know how I'm going to catch up with these chats. Anyway, I'm going to have to start skipping chats, and I hate doing that. But if it's a chat, if it's someone that I read from, I don't know how to do this. Cynical Centra says, ugh, hated Maleficent. Why is there a sequel? There's a bunch of people I've read from already. Tina, I didn't realize until the other day when I think Gary brought it up that Disney now owns 2 media networks, the Fox Broadcasting Network and ABC. No company should have that. Well, here's the thing, too. They don't own all of the Fox affiliate networks. That's the one thing that they couldn't have in their deal with Fox. So that is indeed true. All right, I'm jumping the chat a little bit. Because otherwise I will never catch up. So we are now at 7:59 p.m. in the chat. I had to do one jump. Sorry about that, everybody. If you had a comment in there, again, I don't like doing that normally, but obviously we had the we had the amazing unboxing. So thank you so much again, Bruce. Howard Bentho says, "Have you gotten around to watching any of the videos I DM'd you on Twitter?" No, I have not. I don't think so. Kylo vs. Vader fan film. No, I've not. I've not. Oh my God, dude. I've not, man. I've fallen so far behind on everything. Rosetta Allen says, Disney can claim what they want, but most females are not like me. They are not comic sci-fi fan history nerds. No, most aren't. Do they exist? Yes. See, people don't understand language. When we say most, we don't mean all. And when we say, people just don't understand. Hyperin X13 says, Albayoth looks like something from a creepypasta. She looks horrifying. Basically is the wife of the father from the One's family from the Clone Wars. Okay. Cynical Centrist says, I love Jeremy, right? I was just kidding about the hashtag cancel Jeremy thing. I know, Cynical Centrist. I know you were. 70B says, oh, hi. Mark Lizard says, you already have a lesbian haircut. Ha. You're so funny. Rosetta Allen says, all race swapping and fake races are wrong to me, but I give space for comedy on both sides. I, however, hate the hypocrites who are not consistent. Exactly. Be consistent with it. If you're consistent with it, at least I can respect you. Cynical Centrist says, you already have a lesbian haircut. I read that one again because Cynical Centrist is a lesbian. So from her, it's even more appropriate. So thank you, Cynical Centrist. Harwick Bentho says, to those who say the future is female, the future will be made of the sum total of all events which take place in it, which will be shaped by men, women, hurricanes, dachshunds, etc. That's a great combination of items you have there. Captain Peabody says, Kylo versus Voltan Mike Boom film. Oh my God, yeah, seriously. If I had the time, man. Larry 2001, thank you for the ice cream donation over on D-Lab, man. I appreciate it. Matsuine says you're going to have to start pronouncing it Sari. Oh, that's right. I'm in country town now. I got one student who's got a very thick country drawl. It's hilarious. The students make fun of him. I think it's sad, but that's just me. Rosetta Allen says, to follow what Hardwick said, the future is humanity pushing either gender is what we need to move past. This anti-male sexism is crap. I agree. Seriously. Like people, I think it's a natural, I think it's grass. I think it's like AstroTurf. It's fake. It's a fake reaction to the Me Too movement, where it's been something that instead of it just being a natural, hey, let's fight against this bad thing that all people should be against, it became, we need to stop masculinity. And we need to label all typical masculine traits as being toxic. And what that's doing now is it's demonizing people that are masculine. And I say people because I think it's literally demonizing masculinity in general. And I think that goes for both men and women. Women can have masculine traits. Men can have feminine traits, right? That's why we have them broken down in that way. That's why I'm all for us talking about gender roles and saying that there's an infinite number and ways in which a gender role can be, figured out. But that's not the same thing as gender, of course. We already had that conversation the other day, but I think it's important for this discussion because I really do think it's this anti-masculine push that it's going to end up hurting our country. It's going to end up hurting the world, I think, honestly, more so than anything else. Hiram says, sorry, out of context, but honestly, if they want to remake Akira, get the director from Alita or something even better, expand on the story, maybe. Heard the ending was only a third of the manga. Yeah. Every time about Akira, well, they put a pause on that for a while. Zach Gregg says, Avatar Pocahontas in space. Good God. Hybrid says, we need to convince and manipulate Disney to make more spiritual films. Then they can bomb in China. Hashtag ghost diversity. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, no horror films in China if they have ghosts in it. Sierra Production says, are Captain Marvel steelbooks still being sold? Damn right, dude. You can find them everywhere still. You can't find Alita anywhere, pretty much. But you can still find those Captain Marvel ones everywhere, man. Sasa Neon says, did you know the dictionary definition of heck is the place you are damned to go if you don't believe in gosh? I like that. All right, this is the one where everyone in the chat's reacting to. Toss it. Yes, Bruce, you got it, man. Gag gift. Love it. Deadpool shotter. Toss it. Evil laugh. Rip it. Bruce wants me to rip it. Oh, I just got it, man. We need to take our time with that. Count me out, says Sierra Productions. Put it away. It's horrible to look at. JKD Buck says, do you feel all dirty and stuff now that you have Captain Marvel? Yes, I do. It's tainted my collection. Aiden Vickery says, Captain Marvel watch party for one. Yes. Hardwick Bentha says, did you know that the Chinese release of Iron Man 3 has an entire subplot about the Chinese doctor who removes the shrapnel in Tony Stark's chest? That does not surprise me because obviously they're trying to pander to the audience. Tina wanted me to stop. Ew. Code could have already been redeemed. That's true. But I wouldn't feel guilty about that. Alice Garcia says, I ain't wasting my precious cookies on that Captain Marvel crap. Thank you very much. Well, you know what? It wasn't made for you, Alex. So I'm just going to make it worth 1,000 Infinity cookies. And then no one can get it. Sia Production says, the previous owner must have burned the digital code. And yeah, seriously. Smooth Jam California says, careful when you're throwing that thing, Odin. You nearly hit the John Wick poster. You're right, Smooth Jam. You're right, dude. John Wick. John, forgive me. John. All right, I think he forgave me this time. But next time, maybe not so much. I don't want John Wick mad at me. And yeah, I don't want to hit it in my Alita poster either. Damn, son, you're right. I need to think about this next time. Everyone's saying that Alita 1 rocks. Damn right. Thank you again, Bruce. Sasha Nian says, with the glut of Captain Marvel DVDs, I predict a rise in profit for sellers of grills, flamethrowers, and dynamite. God. Could you imagine someone on YouTube doing a dynamite explosion of a Captain Marvel Blu-ray? Peabody over on D-Live says, everyone should have their bollards. DNI says, reaction to Kevin Smith continuing He-Man. I don't care. I'm so over it, man. I really am. Like, everything within that universe to me has just been so tainted. Captain Peabody says, you have been quarantined until we can find a cure for Captain Marvel. Super says, oh, dude, sweet. Mini Epics figures are great. If you're into collectibles, definitely check out their Lord of the Rings stuff. Their Gandalf is super. I've never had one. This is my first Mini Epic. I've never heard of them before until this moment. So thank you again, Bruce, for that, man. Hyra says, Bruce blows my mind. Not only does he give you trash, he also gives you gold. Perfectly balanced as all things should be. Hashtag Bruce the badass. Damn right, man. Bruce is a badass. Hardwick Bentho says, who are some people you trust to still put out quality, enjoyable films with no agendas? So far, I still trust Stallone, Gibson, Eastwood, and Cruise when they have creative control. Yeah, I think it's a good list. I would put Tarantino up there. I think Tarantino's new film, even though it touches on certain issues, it's not like propaganda at all. It's just a good film. Nolan. Easily Nolan, for damn sure. And there's a couple others that I would put up there, but Nolan for sure, I think, is one of the few. Nolan and Tarantino are, like, again, auteurs. So Neon says, wish I was holding the hatchet when Disney is ordered to be broken up. Dibs on Alita IP rights. Well, to be fair, that is not Disney does not own the IP. So Disney still does not own the IP for that movie. Fun fact. So you still have that being owned by James Cameron. So he still owns the IP to the movie. That's why he could technically bring that movie wherever he wants for the sequel. But something tells me he's going to work with Disney because Disney is going to fund his never-ending Avatar sequels. So, you know, I feel like it kind of has to be done in that way. JKD Bug says, be sure to wash your hands. Oh, I will. I don't know where that thing's been. Tina says, that Blu-ray needs a holy hand grenade from Antioch. Yes, you're right. Rosanna Allen says, let me show you how to make sun catchers out of DVDs. It will destroy the info on the disc. Cowboy Didi says, what's an objectively worse film? Captain Marvel or Transformers Revenge of the Fallen? Well, I've never seen Revenge of the Fallen. So for now, my answer would be Captain Marvel. Bruce says, glad you like I do, dude. Thank you so much, Bruce. Thank you so much for that Alita figure. It's so badass. Howard Bentho says, let's see, regarding Joker making $1 billion, don't forget that people thought Aquaman would be crushed at the box office by Bumblebee, Mary Poppins, and the Spider-Verse. Yeah. Yep. That is true. I think that's going to do well. I don't see it making $1 billion, though. That's just me. I see a former student jumped in the chat and probably put some comments that they should not have put. And it looks like my Valkyrie took care of that for me before I got to it. So thank you very much for that. Noah, hopefully you weren't being an ass, dude. I thought you were better than that, if that's the case. Howard Bentho says, could part of the reason for the success of movies like the versions of The Lion King and Aladdin be due to the anti-animation snobbery, i.e. people seeing live action as superior? I mean, that's the thing, though. I guess it's because people are more likely to see live action than animation. I think it's also, there's still to this day, this false thought that animation must be kids. I think that Studio Ghibli has done a great job of showing and showcasing that you can make mature stories that are family stories that, can even be more adult type stories. But also, that's the other problem too, is that people think that adult movies have to have cursing, have to have nudity, have to have all these really stupid things. And I think that it's a problem in multiple fronts. I don't think people know how to make good movies anymore. They say, it's an adult movie. We got to have cursing. We got to have all these other things in it in order for it to be an adult movie. And it's like, no, you don't have to do it that way. Just make a good story. However it is you need to tell that story, then, let the raters do whatever the hell they have to do with it. I already have a problem with the rating system in the first place because I think that it's a broken system. But because I think it's controlling stories in a lot of ways. But just tell good stories. And I think we need to have more people supporting that. Bruce says, fly lesbian sequel? What? He says, I think Gary summed it up best. For years, Disney had struggled to sell movies to boys, so they decided to buy up Star Wars and Marvel, which seemed smart at that time. I agree. Smoothie out California says, but then they made the mistake of turning those properties into girl ones. Maybe Disney should stick to girl things and let other companies sell boy movies, or do what they did and why did they buy those properties? Because they wanted to reach a more masculine audience. They wanted to reach more males. So do that. Reach out to those groups. Don't do what you're doing right now and just, destroy them. That's just ridiculous. And also, as an update with 160 votes, 50% still says to keep the super chats on. So it looks like that is indeed going to stick since I told all the people watching the live stream right now. So that's probably going to stick. And it looks like some people are happy for that. So as I said before, however you want to support the channel is totally up to you. Whether you're just watching, dropping a like, or if you can financially support, that's also very much benefit, very much appreciated. And whether that's through Super Chat or through Streamlabs, of course, as I say, I think Streamlabs is better, but obviously I'm not going to control how you use your money. But seriously, thank you to everyone that's donated tonight through Streamlabs, through Super Chat, however it is that you support the channel. I really do appreciate it. Blake Emma says, do you hear about Disney rebooting the Die Hard franchise? Yeah, it's still a rumor. There's not enough solid information on that yet. I covered that in one of my videos. And I think the only place I saw covering it was We Got This Covered, and they are by far not reliable. Alice Riley says, everyone that lives around me has thick country accents. I'm the odd one out with a slight southern accent. Yeah, so, I'm from New Orleans, but most people there don't have accents, interestingly enough. Dark Death says, considering the Captain Marvel steelbooks aren't selling, it shows Disney clear bought tickets to it. Yeah, I think that's definitely a good point. Bruce says, I meant rip the code if you want. Okay, gotcha. Bruce says, I was told the code was good. Okay. Well, maybe I don't want to. Maybe we could find out. Give it out and then throw it away, and then throw it away from there. Yeah, that's a lot of messages getting retracted. It's like, why are you doing that, man? I'm gonna have to talk to my Valkyrie about what was being spammed. Because on this side I can't see. Normally, if it was on my normal account, I could see what was being said beforehand, but I don't have that power right now. Let's see. Remember to toss it to the left. Yes, toss it to the left. Thank you, Bruce. Hybrid says, Captain Marvel DVD given Isildur, cast it into the fire. Cast it into the fire, Isildur. No. Grandmaster Yoda, last week you reported Alita Steelbook was sold out all over, but I was sure one website was have it, so I pre-ordered 2 copies. Good timing because 2 hours after that it was not on the site anymore. Damn, what site were you on, man? Because it was not. It must have. Was it Zavi? Because they were out for a long time, I thought. Over on DLive, Larry 2001, thank you so much. Captain Larry 2001, thank you for the 3 lemons. I appreciate it. Captain Peabody says, I forgot you have a cure for Captain Marvel. You have Red Dog. Yes, that's true. I still need to watch Red Dog. But Captain Peabody says, I know you said One Dog movie is the same as the next, but you haven't seen Red Dog. That's true. Will Jenner says, if animation is only for kids, explain South Park. Great point. That's why I love South Park. One of the many reasons why I love South Park. Captain Peabody says, I will send you a kangaroo as soon as I can figure out how to stop the package jumping. Captain Larry, thank you for the 3 lemons. I appreciate it, bro. What is your opinion on Tarantino's Bruce Lee portrayal in Once Upon a Time? I think it's being overblown. I mean, I don't know enough about the real Bruce Lee to know with any effect if it's like a mockery of his character. But also, even Tarantino addressed that point, and he said it's a comic portrayal. Like that's what it is. This is not based in reality. This is a fiction. This is a work of fiction. And so I think that he is totally justified in his portrayal of that character for that reason. That's just my thought. CR Production says, you know what you need to do with the Captain Marvel Blu-ray? Whip it into shape. I don't know that song. I don't know if that's the Whip It song or if that's a different song. Bruce says, best night ever. Chat is making me smile so hard. Good, Bruce. You deserve it, man. CR Production says, Transformers, The Revenge of the Fallen Stories. Rosetta Allen says, please, 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 God in heaven, please destroy the future of Avatar. No more acid-dropping Smurfs. Yes, I agree. I agree with that. Let's see. We're getting close to time, and we're almost caught up with the chat. So, cool. Alex Riley says, Into the Odinverse, written by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Christopher Nolan, starring Joe Pesci. Okay, Alex. Okay, I see where you're going, man. Hardwick Bentho says, remember when Disney made stuff like Davy Crockett, Zorro, and the Swamp Fox? Those days are long gone. I agree. So Neon says, actual women named Mabel or Mabel are offended by the comparison. Well, Tina gave me that comparison, so blame Tina. Bruce says, my 3 favorite Ghibli films are Nausicaa of the Valley of Wind, have not seen that yet, Princess Mononoke, and Spirited Away. Spirited Away is by far my favorite so far. Though I will say, there's something to be said about My Neighbor Totoro, because Totoro is just so damn cute. Tina says, got it as I was about to. The former student was just going over and over again. And hi, Mr. Odin. Okay, I got you, Tina. Thank you so much. If you have any screenshots of that, let me know. Cover Viper 999 says, have you seen Enter the Dragon? No, I've actually never seen Enter the Dragon. I need to catch up on those movies. That's for damn sure. Oh my God, Rosetta Allen, you've told it to me one time in person. Anpetu waste wakan takan kitsi un. Have a most blessed night, and may angels protect you as you sleep. Well, thank you very much, Rosetta. I appreciate that. I hope you wash your hands after touching Captain Marvel Blu-ray 6K Productions. Hyra says, My Neighbor Totoro is re-releasing on August 28th here. Yes, that's right, because there's a Studio Ghibli in, I don't know if it's just AMC's, but there's a Studio Ghibli Fest going on at AMC right now where they're re-releasing them all in theaters, which is awesome. Captain Bevi says, just as a small scientific test, put the Captain Marvel movie behind a Jeep and see if the Jeep moves. Yes, because she is strong. Yes, queen, yes. All right, so let me go ahead and give some people some shout-outs really quickly by going to the Patreon list. So this is for the month of August. So huge shout-out to Albertus Magnus, animation commentator, Baptist702, which, dude, I still need to read your fanfiction, man. I know about it. I remember it. I still have the message. I just need time. Be Good Men, Brian P., Dion, Edward Coleman, Elizabeth M., Enrique Evangelista, Entertainment Hacker, Frank the Tank and the Shawhan Weird Dog Clan, Harold Francis, Heather Haskett, The Hunka Chunka Funka Monkey, Inflamed Wood, Trap Productions, Jason Clark, Jeffrey Toon, JJ, Jonathan Jerembeck, Matthew Kadich, Mad Mitch Dunaway, Mr. Peabody and his evil twin, Orange Chat Reviews, Outpost Dyer, Aussie Peter Davison, Reef Magos, Rosetta Allen, Shenglong, Sir Lancelato, Theodore Bendon, The DJD Show, and Those Two Ball Guys. And also to my Subscribe Star peeps, which I'm going to pull up right now. History Girl, Tina B, G2 Cool 99, Darkstar 57, Laura E. Story, J. Alex McCarthy Jr., US 88209 Fast, Fan Addicts of Film, Force Ghost Jeremy, Dean Heiss, Harold Francis, The Filming Professor, J. Rod the Beer Guru, Christian J. Murr, Texas Kayla, Rolando Scarfullery, Debaranji Adams, Andreas, and the K-Man. Thank you so much for your tremendous amount of support. And then K-Man, thank you for the diamond donation, my friend. Thank you so very much, my friend. I appreciate you. Abu Nas is in the chat. I saw people talking about Abu Nas. Abu Nas, what's going on, man? How you doing? How you doing, bro? Hardwick Bentho, have you ever seen Hacksaw Ridge? I did. I need to see it again. I have not been the biggest fan of the film, but I do want to see it again. I do own it so that I could see it again because I wanted to give it a fair shot because I do like the overall message of the story. Lethal Lightning, thank you for the Aussie $2, says, bows to my friends. Well, thank you so much, Lethal. And we need to do, dude, I have not forgotten. We are so far behind on the League of Nations, man. We need to get that thing going. I need to get that organized. I need to get the next Patreon live stream going where I'll have all of my $25 up Patreon backers and Subscribe Star backers all here on the channel having a fun chat It was so much fun last time, and I'm so glad that it seems to be growing, and everyone that's involved in the chat is getting along, and it's just, again, it's so much damn fun. I love it. And I know everyone involved, usually likes them too. At least that's what I've heard. Grandmaster Yoda says it was a Norwegian site. Okay, called Sidon. I got you, man. Alex Carl, you have a good night, man. Abu Nas is in the chat, guys. Go shout out Abu Nas. Happy belated birthday, Abu Nas. Send Abu Nas some love. He is good people, man. I can't follow your Twitter anymore though, man. You got too much toxic masculinity going on over there. too much hot stuff for me. So it's a little too risque for my taste on his Twitter. But his YouTube channel is legit stuff, man. Selection says the Jeep might move backwards to run over the DVD. Darkness says best school hub subject is history. I love history, man. I do. If I was not teaching religion or theology, I would be teaching history because I do love history a lot. How was your first day of school? Dude, we had our first day like 2 weeks ago. So it was a pretty good day 2 weeks ago. Hyper says, Abu Nas has entered the chat like Thor from Wakanda. Damn right. Will Gentry says, do me a favor and teach Abu Nas how to say my last name. He keeps getting it wrong. His name is Will Gentry, not Gentry. Gentry. I think I corrected him on a stream. When I was on his birthday stream, I think he mispronounced your name. His name is Will Gentry, Abu Nas. Will Gentry. Howard Bentha says, do you find it a bit odd that China bans horror and ghost movies to allow Doctor Strange, which features astral projection? No, because Disney made a deal with them. They were able to toe the line close enough and probably pay China enough to get in. Let's be honest here. Gentrified, damn right. Papa did for the ice cream over on D-Lab. I appreciate it. Gene High says, I noticed your subscriber lists are getting longer. That's good. Yeah, man. Subscribe Star has been growing a lot. Patreon has been decreasing a lot, but it seems because a bunch of people are jumping ship to go to Subscribestar, and people are leaving Patreon randomly, and I try and message them. I always try and see, hey, what was going on? Let me know, because you're still welcome no matter what, and I just like to find out what's going on with people, what they want to see, again, what they want to see more of on Patreon, Subscribestar, and all that kind of stuff. So, Captain Peabody said, Lethal is welcome, but you have your token Aussie. Yes, you're right, Peabody. You are my token Aussie, but Lethal is a part of the League of Nations. So, anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me. Seriously, for everyone that watched the stream tonight, thank you so much. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out. Thank you for all the love and all the support. Huge shout out to Bruce for sending me the Captain Marvel Blu-ray, which is on the floor behind me where it belongs. And also for sending me, for those that did not see, this mini Epics statue figurine of Alita Battle Angel and her original armor. So thank you so much for that. Can't wait to open it up and find a good place for it. It might be too big for the microphone stand, but maybe it'll fit. We'll see. But it's definitely going to be in a very visible place, at least if not visible just for me, visible for you, hopefully. But anyway, you guys freaking rock. Shazam! Hands lightning with my hands. Yes, that's right. Your phone's charged. Papa did there with the ice cream. Frank the Bunny there with the ice cream. Larry, thank you for the 7-8. Is he going to drop any more? Thank you for the 8 lemon donation over on D-Live, man. And D-Live peeps, you stick around because we're going to open up some chests. I'm going to add some more crypto in there. We're going to open some chests and have us a good time. We're going to have us a crazy gift party over there. Papa didn't thank you for the lemon, man. Thank you so much on YouTube. Thank you so much on D-Live. Seriously, God bless every single one of you. K-Man dropping the diamond at the last second. Whoo, man, it's crazy. Have a wonderful night. And as always, God bless.